Hello everyone, and welcome to Divine Debut 11. This is Kathy speaking. Thank you for joining us here this Tuesday, the 31st of March. It's the last day of March, and we'll be happy to see the end of March. It hasn't been an easy month. We always look forward to April when the earth is blooming, right, in the Northern Hemisphere, of course, as we're entering a change of season. Of course, if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, you're entering autumn. So it's about change, nevertheless. And the Aries season is usually about new beginnings. As we know, this year is a little bit different. And we'll see, because April doesn't seem to be an easy month at all. And we could see what's going on in the world as well. Things are seeming to be overblown and getting out of hand. And we know that the Aries season, Aries is ruled by Mars, and Mars is still in Pisces, still trying to figure things out, which way to go. There's a lot of illusion, there's a lot of deception, there's a lot of things that are unclear, that we're unclear about. It's meant to be a new beginning. Why isn't it happening? You're probably wondering, and we do talk about this with all our uploads. We do reference the astrology a little bit, but if you're very much into astrology, we do talk astrology on Patreon, so consider joining us there, as we've got the April month ahead astrology up. The love readings are also almost all up. I've got 3 more to do, and we'll be doing those today, more than likely. So consider joining us on Patreon for the individual love readings, or wait until after the 20th of April when we do release them to the public on YouTube. Now, the moon is transiting through Virgo. Mercury is still in Pisces, but moving direct. All planets are direct now, and even Jupiter, that has turned direct recently, is moving over his shadow degrees, trying to find the resolution, or a way to have a revolution, let's say, as a new journey begins. But it's very, very shaky. Thank you for downloading Mary Lou Cup application from Google Play Store for the Android phones. For the time being, we're working on the iOS, the App Store. We're working on that. Thank you for downloading, and when you do download, you do get a free coffee scan, your first coffee scan, and you do get a few tokens so that you could interpret your dream, or put in your favorite numbers and see what the readout is. It is an AI generated application which is very progressed. There isn't anything like it on the market. Thank you for supporting us. And if you have already downloaded, make sure you're doing the updates through Google Play Store, not through the application. Of course, if you've got automatic updates on your phone, you should get an indication that the updates may be done automatically, or you need to do them manually. If you go to Google, put in Play Store, and then look up Mary Lou Cup and manually do your update, as we're adding numbers, zodiac signs, and letters in the coffee scan. So thank you so much. Thank you to all of you that are here. And I'd like to also mention that many of you are not receiving the notifications. You've been unsubscribed. A few people have written to me and telling me that they're not being notified that we are uploading, and we've always been here. We haven't given up on Divine Debut 11 yet. So maybe you need to do a manually search under YouTube, Divine Debut 11. Subscribe and press the notification bell to be told when we are uploading, and that we upload every Tuesday, every Wednesday here on Divine Debut 11, and we have been doing that for the past 10 years. right? We have not stopped yet. So let's see what's going on as we're reading the energies, and the moon is transiting through Virgo. We're just before a full moon in Libra. It's happening at 12 degrees and 21 minutes of Libra. So the moon is transiting through Libra and the sun is in Aries. Happy birthday, my beautiful Aries friends. I've got an Aries daughter as well. Happy birthday. Something is culminating in the sign of Libra. Libra is a Venus-ruled sign, and Venus has stepped into Taurus, which is her rulership. Let's see what's going on as we read the energies. Dear Spirit, what is the karma dharma going on at this time? Don't believe a lot of what you're being told on mainstream media and relative to what's going on in the world. There are a lot of stories being told, so we don't really know. The public really doesn't know what the reality of the situation is, and that is obviously Neptune in the sign of Aries, which is a Mars-ruled sign, or sign of war. And this full moon will be the war between, because we're going to have sun-moon opposition for a full moon, can be very stressful. Look to those areas in your own chart, the Aries, Libra part of your chart. That's where the full moon is happening. It's a 6 months culmination, obviously, with the new moon in the Libra season last year. This is the culmination, the illumination of what is completing, what is coming to light. And this is the war of the I, me, my, which is Aries, and the sun exalted in Aries, and Libra, which is us, okay? Me versus the others. And we know that there's a lot of power, as most planets are now entering Aries. We've still got Mars and Mercury that will be entering Aries up until roughly the 10th of April. Those of you that celebrate Easter, the Catholic Easter, I'm wishing you a happy Easter. The Orthodox Easter is the week after, and that's when I celebrate. That's when we celebrate. So I'm wishing you a wonderful Easter, a good Easter break to all of you. And we'll be doing the analysis, of course, on this full moon in Libra on Patreon today, tomorrow. So look out for that, dear patrons. Let's see, what is the karma dharma? What's going on in the now, energetically? Well, yes, not surprising at all. The Pisces part of our chart is where something is finishing, the illusion, the deception, the hang-ups, the sacrifice, the secrets, and themes relative to forgiveness or needing to have seen things from a different perspective. There's a release, as we've been talking about this year being a very significant year with the major outer planets changing signs. This is the end of the old story, dear friends, collectively for the world as well as us personally. Have you seen what you need to do? Are you going with a new earth, a new cosmos, or are you staying back with the old story and continue doing the old cycles and not being aligned with the new story? It's up to you, and most of you here are already aligning and are aware. That's why you're watching our channel here. So you are part of the new world. You are part of the new cycle of life for the earth, for humanity, that is changing, but very through a very critical and fear-based way. Of course, change never comes easy for us humans, but this is what we need to go with. We need to believe. We need to trust in the hand of the divine and spirit. This full moon is going to there's going to be a square from Jupiter in Cancer, now direct, over to the sun and over to the moon, which forms a T-square aspect, which puts a lot of pressure on Jupiter in Cancer. Cancer is the memory, it's the home, it's the mother, it's your emotional, financial security. It is the past. We need to relieve that pressure towards the opposite sign of Capricorn. We need to mature, we need to grow, we need to keep working, we keep climbing that hill, that mountain, just like the mountain goat, right? Or the sea goat. Let's see what's going on. If there are issues with a home, then focus on your goals and your aspirations. Okay, Jupiter can expand on or even over-expand, right? On themes of relationships, because Aries Libra is our relationships with others and the new beginning connected to others. Are we not allowed to go on this new journey? Are we finding restrictions and blockages and arguments from others? It's all about the new journey, the new beginning. It's all about taking that leap of faith. I see the Fool card. And we will, Aries is where all the planets are, so that's where the power is right now. And we need to move forward with a healthy ego, right? Even if it's something that is challenging, that's bringing us challenges from others. We need to follow our own heart. Let's see what's going on in the now energetically. We have the Knight of Wands, Sagittarius, Aries or Leo. This could speak to our desires, our passion. There are explosive energies. Mars wants to move fast, but he's in Pisces. Maybe he's lost his belief that he's got the truth, that he can see which way he needs to go. There's illusion, there's deception. There are things going on behind the scenes that are bringing up a lot of frustration. The inability to move fast. It's like putting the cart in front of the horse right now. So we're trying to move forward, but Spirit is telling us, hold your horses. Okay, hold that vision. I don't know if this is talking about transition, movement, travel, seeing the bigger picture, but there is frustration here surely. And I'd also just now, I would like to wish, and please help me do that, and sending our best wishes to Anna, who is going through some surgery. Send her your best wishes for a quick healing and that everything goes well. And that is happening. And tomorrow is April Fool's Day, so don't be fooled, everyone. Trust your high self always. Please comment and send your best wishes to Anna, a good friend and subscriber here on Divine Debut 11. What's coming through? We've got the Nine of Wands, so we've got a lot of fire here. A lot of fire, a lot of desire for action, but there's exhaustion here. There's like the necessity to close something up before this knight can move, can take action. Right? Someone is working a lot. Someone's passion is not finding its target, its goal. There are blockages here. It's like the Nine of Wands to me is like a wall that is up, right? Because someone's been through a lot. I don't know if I can manage this. I don't know if this will play out, this will succeed. It could be a project, it could be a business, it could be anything that you desire and that you've created in your life. It could be anything to do with love or vocation, right? And more fire. Through this passion, because twos do speak to harmony and balance, but they can speak to choices, of course. Now, this could be, as I said, an opposition, a tug of war between me and the other person, between myself and us. You need to trust your intuition, obviously. And we see through these powerful, explosive energies that a portal does open and that someone does make a choice, because we see the light coming through the opening here, through the portal. And the light is, of course, where the sun is, and the sun is our heart. So through following our heart, this can only lead us to success, to recognition, to happiness, right? The sun is Leo. Leo is the natural fifth house. So it's whatever we've created, whether it's flirtation, whether it's something to do with our children, or something that we're creating, which is our own child. Again, I'm going to say it could be a project, it could be an entrepreneurship, or something that you're beginning, that you're giving birth to. Let's see. We've got the Eight of Cups. Whatever this passion, this desire is, and this opening, this opportunity does involve emotionally closing up something from the past where we could not find those 10 cups, our happiness, our bliss, our emotional stability. Okay? Eight of Cups is someone is ready to go on a journey emotionally, spiritually, creatively. There's an opening here. And there's something that we need to leave behind. We also see the moon here, the full moon. And there's transition towards serenity, balance, harmony. This can involve movement, travel. And we're moving towards calmer waters, a more balanced situation. Sometimes, of course, the heart and the mind are in conflict. Always go with your heart, not with your mind. Remember that we've also got in Aries, we've got Chiron there, and Chiron is the resolution, of course. And there has been an open wound with the relationship since Venus has recently passed over Chiron, right? And over Eris, which is the goddess that was not invited to the wedding. So she felt a sense of injustice, and she's brought a lot of chaos and conflict and warlike energies. So we see the masculine anger coming through the feminine. Remember, Pisces is a water sign, and it's water means, recessive means femininity, right? So we've seen Mars, which is the masculine, which is the energy passing through Pisces, and therefore there's been like a watering down of the masculine archetype. Mars is the warrior, and Mars rules Aries. So even the feminine, let's say, the release of the nurturing, waiting, and I would say, just like the fact that we're moving through Pisces, which is a water sign, more feminine, and Mars there, his energy watered down. Now with the Aries season, we're moving into the more masculine, more yang energy. And that brings more courage and more energy, even though we may feel a little bit lethargic or not wanting to deal with anything, as Mars is going to enter Aries, pass over Neptune, and then pass over Kronos, Saturn. A lot of karma will be playing out. I feel I need to tell you that trust your higher self about when you need to take action, because it's like now we're pressing on the accelerator, nothing's going, we're going backwards. It's like we're spinning our wheel. There's something that still needs to be released and completed before energetically the door opens to that new beginning. So I'm going to say possibly, because even here with the fire energy, it's masculine, right? So it's like even the masculine hasn't been able to move forward because they're dealing with their feminine side. Even the masculine within the feminine needed to, this is like a battle, right? The emotion in opposition to the passion. So doing the work, releasing, releasing any form of sacrifice, giving up and saying, I can't do this anymore, I'm losing faith. Spirit is saying that the work that's being done through Pisces is that we are seeing things now from a different perspective, and we're preparing for that initiation, that seed that we're planting in the sign of Aries now, that will germinate into that new story, into that new beginning. And Chiron in Aries can speak to the wounding of the mind, the logic. Our brains are telling us, I don't know if I can do this. But then there's the other side to the story where we feel as though there's been a lack of justice and fairness, and we need to sever any negative thinking of I cannot do this. We need to sever that. We need to find the resolution. Even if we're dealing with an open wound, we need to learn to live with that wound, and through our own experiences become the warrior ourselves. Mars is going to enter Aries, and then things will start to run, because all planets are direct. We will be on fire, and of course we've got a lot of fire and air now. The outer planets are in fire and air signs. That's about moving from the old to the new. And end of April we will be seeing Uranus also entering Gemini. It's about being truthful. It's about having more air beneath our wings. Let's see what the outcome is. And we've got the High Priestess. And the High Priestess, of course, is our compass. Trust your higher self. Do what is right for you. Of course, this is the North Node in Pisces, which is what collectively we need to reach. And the South Node in Virgo. Let's leave behind perfectionism. Let's leave the practical and our daily lives. Even if something is not physically now birthed and seen, we need to keep trusting, as the North Node is in Pisces, which is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter now moving forward in Cancer, and Jupiter and Venus will connect roughly at around the 25th, 26th degree of Cancer. And that's just when Uranus will change signs, leave Taurus, which is a Venus ruled sign, and enter Gemini. So the two benefics will connect, right? Will connect and will be in positive aspect to Chiron at the end of this month. And that's probably when the resolution or the revolution will happen, and we will see, we'll have the opening of the new story as we will prepare for May, which is a much better month. Okay, so there will be themes coming up from the past. Trust your intuition, trust your higher self, trust that the knowledge is within you. And there is the sun. As I said, through following our heart, we can create. We are giving birth to happiness. Remember, Leo speaks to leadership, prosperity, play, risks that can bring happiness. We need to add a little bit of play if we can. Nurture and love that inner child of ours, right? And the sun can also speak to reconciliation. The sun now in Aries is on fire. Remember, my dear friends, the sun is exalted in Aries. And the sun also will bring a lot of clarity, will bring strength. And the sun is the spirit as well. So whatever we're creating, the sun in Aries is that seed that we plant. It's just that we're feeling a little bit lethargic, dealing with old matters, needing to release the past before the courage, the clarity and the healing can come in for that new chapter. Let's see what's going on in the emotions. Emotionally, what is playing out? We've got signs that are pointing the way to us. Pay attention to what Spirit is telling you. What do you need to do? What do you need to leave behind? You need to abandon something here and take that new direction by following your heart. This is so on point. And the abandonment is not easy because we know that Pisces is unconditionally loving, right? It's trusting that we're all one and that we always need to sacrifice, and that love is sacrifice. It is, but up to a certain point, my dear friends. We've got deception and things that will be revealed. Lots of hidden things that will possibly be revealed. Let's take some more cards. Let's see what the advice is. And remember, even after the full moon in Libra, we still will see the culmination of what will be shown to us. Remember, Jupiter is the greater benefic. Jupiter is the truth. It could be anything legal. It could be Jupiter is truth. It could speak to matters pertaining to wisdom, education, foreigners, long distance travel. Jupiter in Cancer, exalted. Cancer is our security. It's the country we reside in. It's our home. It's the land we step on, right? And Jupiter is in positive aspect to Pisces. So there is help there. Now, Venus in Taurus is all about getting grounded. It's about the practical matters, right? It's good finances. It's knowing that you are respected and loved through the physical and not just through your dreams or through your higher self. This speaks to practical matters and doing things that make us feel good. Remember, Taurus is the five senses. If you're going through hardships, know that there are possibilities now with Taurus, Venus in Taurus, for some positive energies, some positive feedback, let's say, that makes you feel that you are worthy being loved, makes you feel that you can stand on your own financially. Let's see what's going on. All that glitters. So we also see the masks here. Number 16, which is also the number of the tower. Uranus. I do feel we're going to have some tower moments, surely. And those blinders need to come off finally. Number 16 equals a 7, which is the Chariot. That's Jupiter in Cancer. Let's read number 16. A need to see beyond the superficial, the desire to don a mask or dress something up to disguise its true nature, trying to be something you're not, chasing after every sparkly new thing, being mercurial. It's only human to want to adorn oneself in trinkets and paint a pretty picture of oneself. It's natural to want to acquire the trappings of status or to deny them as a statement of rebellion. But if it sparkles, is it better? Whether it's a fast car, a big house, a title or position, the stamp of authority or the sparkling of diamonds, these icons let you know something about a person, place or thing, or do they? The truth is that people seek to acquire things because of what they will do for them and how they symbolically will elevate them and make them more attractive. This card signals that it's time to see beyond the adornments and probe underneath the surface. Learn to recognize the masks people wear and the motives underlying them. Imagine that all the glitter is gone. Would you still desire the object or person? And this takes me to the fact that Venus will also be squaring Pluto in Aquarius. And that's already happening. And that could be power and control, where love, money, is concerned, secrets where love and money, black money is concerned, a square of Venus and Pluto can speak to jealousy, can speak to seeing something as larger than life that it isn't really. So seeing something that glitters, that seems amazing, and maybe you're taking yourself for a ride. Maybe you're not seeing clearly, and hopefully Spirit will take off those blinders for all of us. Where relationships are concerned, sometimes we try to become something we're not to impress others. We embellish a story a bit, adding some dramatic elements to make us more appealing. The real person becomes hidden behind the sparkle and shine. Then there are times when we don't see the true value of someone else because of he or she may not have the glitz and glamour that seems so desirable. Now is the time to look past the surface, beyond the mask, to the essence of a person, who that person is, not what he or she has or can give you is important. See beyond the glitter and look for the inner glow. Use the eyes in your heart, let go of artifice and let what is authentic shine. That's a beautiful message. Now, where prosperity is concerned, sometimes an opportunity looks so good that it glitters like gold and you just can't resist it, especially when it appears others are doing so well and have hit the mother lode. During the American gold rush, everyone hurried west to find their fortune and then deserted entire towns after the mining depleted the gold veins in the earth. So, too, can you deplete yourself as you chase after the latest shiny thing that has caught your eye? There is a mercurial quality to your present circumstances. And because of that, I'm going to say, remember, Mercury is still in Pisces. There still can be illusion and confusion. Pay no attention to those who chase after fool's gold. Resist the temptation to be jealous of others. What they have achieved may not be the true success you seek, so don't compare yourself to them. You see only the surface right now, only the sparkle. Be assured that you will experience your own shining moment if you stick to what you know. All that glitters may not be gold for you. So to me, this is like someone is barking up the wrong tree. But you need to trust your higher self, because what you see as sparkly and gold is not what is meant for you. It may have worked for others, but not for you. I'm going to say again, follow your heart. That's the only sound advice that I can give you. Let's look at love. And we know the High Priestess sometimes could be a spiritual connection, or it could be a third party. If this is you, trust your higher self that even though it's been tough, you're in transition, you're coming into balance. Maybe there will be more fairness and justice with a relationship that's been kept in private. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. And stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Now this wreath to Goddess Aphrodite, this is Aphrodite, Venus in Taurus surely, which will bring us things that are beautiful, things that are of value and are of quality. It's a very good time to go shopping for nice things, cooking a good meal, and for finances as well. Venus in Taurus. Taurus is the natural second house of what we own, what gives us that sense of security. It's our resources, right? So getting those stable. There are good opportunities with Venus in Taurus, and Venus will also be connecting with Uranus just before Uranus leaves Taurus after 7 years of transiting through Taurus, and will enter Gemini. So expect the unexpected, right? Oh, I was saying that Venus and Jupiter, I said that in the beginning. See, I'm also confused. The benefics, Venus and Jupiter, will connect on the 9th of June. at the 25th degree of Cancer. It is Venus that will be connecting with Uranus on the 25th, 26th of the month. But expect things to happen quickly and suddenly, unexpectedly. Expect downloads as Venus will be coming up to Uranus, and that will be after the 20th of April, my dear friends. So you see, the confusion is mine as well. Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership, okay? And this doesn't have to be only romance. What's beneath that? Codependency, see? Addictions, addictive cycles. Harsh lessons need to be released. There are blockages where your romantic life is concerned, and we've got control issues. Hopefully, because a square, remember, Venus from Taurus squaring over to Pluto in Aquarius, a square is an energy of Mars, and Mars speaks to action. Action needs to be taken, right? And Pluto is in the sign of communication, social media. Venus is at home in Taurus. So this could speak to challenges where communication is concerned, seeing the bigger picture, making the changes, breaking the mold, doing things very untraditionally, right? That's because challenging aspects bring change, which is a positive note, okay? So all that glitters is not gold, and things that will be revealed could be something that's very unhealthy, Pluto, right? Anything that's under the earth that is, as I said, it's something that's decaying. There could be something that's decaying now, but Pluto in Aquarius also collectively speaks to the riches that the earth gives to humanity. So there are lies, there is deception about not having enough to, for the survival, let's say, of 8 billion people that walk this earth. Okay, so let's take some messages on what this High Priestess is. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. And Venus, Aphrodite is wanting some sort of sacrifice. You need to, with this card, as I always say, gift something, cook something, anything that's got to do with the 5 senses, anything of value, anything that's got to do with beauty, aesthetics, of value, right? You need to gift, because Venus, Aphrodite, is wanting for you to sacrifice something for the help from the goddess herself, for you financially and for your relationships. Because remember, Venus is Libra, not only Taurus, and this full moon is happening in Libra. Let's see, what is the High Priestess about? Domestic or themes relative to distrust with someone that's around you and close in your environment. You're living with them under the same roof. This is someone that is very close to you. This is supposedly your helper, your butler, your right hand man. But this person may not be trusted always, okay? They work for their own gains. We've got Speranza, 8 of Cups, and we've got 8 of Cups here. Some of you are leaving someone. There's a relationship that you're needing to move away from because there hasn't been enough trust. Their intentions were not above board. So emotionally you need to check out, turn your back. And there is jealousy. There are third parties. Some of you feel that you've got regrets about not doing this earlier, but some of you are feeling imprisoned, feeling as though you cannot move forward. But this is your negative thinking. In actuality, nothing is holding you in a prison cell. Now, the 8th of April could be a significant day. And we see, remember what I said, Venus squaring Pluto can speak to a lot of jealousy if there are third parties. There are regrets as well here. Let's take one more on the jealousy. And we've got the Wheel of Fortune, success. even though it's the Five of Wands and it could be internal conflict about moving forward, or even, I'm going to say, domestic conflict. Jupiter will bring you the release, will free you up, because Jupiter is about freeing someone up, being free-spirited, having the truth, seeing the truth, and that being maybe the initiation of an ending. Because remember, the Wheel of Fate is divine timing. It's very karmic. Remember what I said about this full moon. It is in a T-square to Jupiter. So we're going to have to face the truth, take off those masks. And we've got the help from Jupiter, because Jupiter is the greater benefic and the protector. Let's just not go overboard with optimism and enthusiasm, because there are still issues that we're facing through the month of April. Superbia, something wonderful is opening up, but there can also be a little bit of ego. There's abundance here. There's a spiritual connection. This is you're needing to trust yourself, trust your higher self. There's great abundance as long as you don't miss this opportunity. It's the Two of Wands, which I also see here. And the opportunity does involve a moment of crisis and a choice being made. So the choice that you make, you need to run with that and not take a step back, right? It's like the Fool's Journey. You've decided to move forward, and you're going to deal with everything one step at a time as the forks in the road come up. But you're still on the journey. You're on a forward momentum, not going backwards. Backwards is a no. Don't do that now. Okay? All right, my darlings. What else can I give you? Let's take the cartomancia. I want a little bit more information. There's one card that fell on my lap. This is failure, and it's the Ten of Swords. Someone that wears a uniform, I do get, because this is the worst card in the deck. There can be tears, there will be sorrow, for some people illness, and for some violence. And this came straight after I said going back. So going back will bring a lot of hardships. You'll feel like you're a failure. Someone here feels like they're a failure. And this could also speak to journey by land. This is a card of depression. It's a card of upheaval. It's a card of deception, backstabbing. Someone wears a uniform. So this brings up the air energy. I do get the Aquarius energy more so here. Let's take another card. This is an officer. So I don't know if this is dealings with the law. This is the army. Someone who wears a uniform nevertheless. We've got the widower here. So there is a disappointment, a heartbreak. Third-party situations, third-party interference, little problems that may be mounting. This is a card of loss, things being lost, and a lot of aggravations and anger. Regrets to do with the past. This is all about how we think and how we perceive. This is a very significant card. And this could be, and I'm surprised we didn't get the Tower, right? Because we're going to see a lot of things that we should have left behind. Maybe we weren't listening to the signs. We didn't abandon the past. We trusted. We took things for granted. We sacrificed without having the return. Either you or the person you're thinking of, okay? And we've got good news coming in. Friendships, entertainment, sex, body pleasures, and emotions. So this is about pleasures and about health. And this is the Five of Cups. So leave the past in the past. Those two cups are still standing. You need to go cross over that bridge, leave that old story in the past and move forward, because this speaks to pleasures. Remember what I said, Venus is in Taurus. It's about pleasures. It's about feel-good energies. If you are in the energies of failure and crying over spilt milk about the past, third-party interference, letting others steer your life, you're in the old story. You need to move to the new story where there's a feel-good energy. Follow your heart. And we've got jealousy, negative thoughts, again, third parties. Jealousy comes through. There's depression, there's oppression, there's gossip. There are rumors, bad groups, war, conflicts, and mobs. And potential violence. So steer away from trouble. I'm going to say, dear friends, make sure that, because I do see spying, there are third parties here, there's jealousy, someone doesn't have the best of intentions. And those of you that are still stuck in a situation, an old situation, unhealthy cycles, know that you are free to move out of that. You're holding yourself in that imprisoning situation. That's the last message I'm going to give you. Wishing you all love and light, and thank you so much for your love and your support always. Don't forget, if you can, hype the video and make sure that you're subscribed and that you're being notified. Thank you, my darlings. We'll be back tomorrow with the Twin Flame Soulmate or Karmic Love Connection reading. Love and light to all of you until tomorrow.